Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of the War Report podcast. I'm going to be the host of the day, as Vince unfortunately was not able to join us tonight. But you got Eric, Kat, and you got Ryan, the intern. And boy, do we have a lot to talk about since last week, which is why Tuesday podcasts are always so great, because things always start to break down by Tuesday. And we got a little extra this week. So we have a lot to cover. And a couple of quick things I want to just touch on right off the bat before we really get into anything. We have Barrio Rikers, our boy Big Heck, who is unable to join us this evening as he is stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic. But Big Heck has joined the LPW out of the Queens. It's a Latino wrestling company. He is now Barrio Rikers, and on May 20th, our boy Big Heck has his in-ring debut, where he is going to have his first ever 7-minute match. So details will be coming out. We will be promoting. I'm working on possibly Maven and I going to this show together. We'll do some autographs and things like that. So that's still working the details. But May 20th, I'll be sending out flyers and everything on social media. But our boy will be making his in-ring debut. He has officially started training at a place in the Bronx. So very exciting to have one of our own living out the dream. So very, very cool to Big Heck. And we obviously wish him all the best. Now, I think we have to start with the elephant in the room. And I have something I want to get off my chest right off the bat. Obviously, I'm talking about Paige. And I'm talking about the nudes and the videos with Brad Maddox and Xavier Woods. So right off the bat, I want to say this. Have always been a big fan of Paige. I do think she's beautiful. As a guy, I did see the videos and I did see the photos, and I have to tell you, the person who's doing the hack and the person that's putting all these photos out there is a complete scumbag, and really needs to be found and arrested. This is becoming a real serious deal. You got Paige's mother having a nervous breakdown on social media, that her little girl is gone, and she was tagged in the leak. So she's going to get the videos and photos directly. It's just absolutely horrible. And I saw a video today with Brad Maddox finally coming out with a video. And I got to tell you, he's coming across pretty psychotic, suicidal maybe. This is becoming a serious deal. And whoever's responsible is a piece of shit. And, it's just, and now it's not just Paige, although Paige is the worst because of videos, but just as of today, Maria Kanellis, Melina, Summer Rae, the list is going on, and apparently they have a total of 50 different women wrestlers that they have videos and or pictures. This shit has to stop. Now, another thing would be all the female wrestlers, all the females in general, get this shit off your phones in the first place, because at the end of the day, the technology is out there for these motherfuckers to hack our shit and put it out there for the world to see. If you don't want it out there, don't have it on your fucking phone. But I still think it's very shitty, and it's not Paige's fault or any of the women, but they shouldn't have it on their phones. What are you guys thinking? The big question is, what does WWE do? Does Paige get reprimanded? Does she get fired from the WWE?
I should hope not, because it wasn't her fault. What she does on her own phone in her own personal life isn't their problem.
All right, but now devil's advocate. Is she at fault for having it on her phone, knowing that there is a chance that this stuff could go public and that she is working for a PG-rated company who has sponsorships, who is a public company that may have a problem with this. So on a business side, it kind of is her fault for having it on her phone, no?
A little bit.
Yes and no, because why? But let's put it this way: like Autumn knows nothing of like any of this stuff that's happened.
Which is a good thing.
But who puts anything in the predicament for a kid to see or anywhere to be anything around that? What does that have to do with the PG error or attitude error or any error? Because it's not. It shouldn't be put into the eyes of a minor anyway. So if that happens, then someone's screwing up as a parent, I should say. It doesn't make any difference with what the kids see, because they shouldn't be seeing this to begin with.
Well, right, absolutely, I agree with you on that. And no kid should be subject to this shit. But at the same time, these things are going to happen because of the technology that we have now. So you have to take some kind of responsibility when you know that you're in the public eye and say, maybe this isn't the right thing for me to do, and I shouldn't have this stuff stored on my phone. You know, and like I said, this is not to place blame on Paige. It's a horrible thing that happened, and it shouldn't have ever happened. But unfortunately, we live in a world where she has to take some responsibility here.
I agree and I don't agree, because at the same point, like, it's her private life. You know, if she wanted to do that, like, if different, like if you or I or anybody else wanted to do it, why does she not have the same right to do it? Maybe she should have put it in something else or deleted it. I get that part, but it still doesn't mean she shouldn't be allowed to have it. I mean, hell, if I was in bed with Brad and Xavier, I wouldn't do it either.
Let me ask you this, as a woman, okay? Let's say that you are a WWE women's wrestler, okay?
Right.
Now, you're in a situation where you're with another person on the roster. You guys decide that you're going to make a video, or that he wants to make a video, and he wants you to have it on your phone. Would you do it? Would you do it? You hit the mute button, hon.
Oh dear.
Hang on. I said no. I'd use a camcorder and keep it in my room on a good old-fashioned VHS.
Right, and why is that? Because you're smart, and you know that if you have it on your phone, there is that chance that stuff that you want to be private and in your private life may become public.
No, you're absolutely right from that perspective. But like I said, should she have been more smart, like you said, and maybe not have left it on her phone? Probably. But the problem is also, even if she deleted it from her phone, doesn't mean it couldn't have been found in the cloud.
Well, right. And that's very true, too. But see, again, that's the kind of world we live in. Eric, you got something you want to say?
Yeah, I was going to say, people are comparing it to China and her stuff. But here's the difference. What Paige did, yes, it may have come out and it was hacked, whatever. It's out there in the public. But what she did was in her private life and was not porn. Whereas what China did actual pornography, as did Sunny. So there's a bit of a difference. I mean, I definitely think that with that kind of technology, the phone, there is a very good chance that that stuff could get out there. And yes, you do have to take responsibility in that respect. And I agree with Kat, use like a old school method, like a camcorder or something. If you really want to have that for yourself, that's fine. But, there's always that chance with today's technology that stuff could be hacked. It's unfortunate. I hope Paige does not get repercussions as far as being fired.
Well, I think her saving grace is the movie, for one.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, they're going to need her to promote and, all that stuff. And I think that's it. I mean, listen, people are saying, oh, well, Seth Rollins didn't get fired for the dick pic. But, on the other side of it, that was just a dick pic. I mean, this is full videos, of her, getting it on. So, there is a difference.
I was going to say, on a related note, at the beginning, I don't know if this is the beginning of Raw, but it was at some point in Raw, you see the hosts of WrestleMania, the New Day, and you see Kofi and Big E looking at Xavier, and they say something to the effect of, "Do you have something to say?" And then he just goes on to the WrestleMania thing. So that is that their way of like acknowledging that something happened?
Well, I think
without actually saying it.
I think the biggest acknowledgement right off the bat is the fact that it was a backstage promo and it wasn't out in front of the live crowd.
Yeah.
You know, as it is, the live crowd was chanting, "We want Paige," before they ever went on the air. So I think that right there was a precaution and a way, to acknowledge it. Absolutely, 100%. They made some other comments in there that kind of suggested it without, actually saying it. And, I think that's a smart thing to do. I just hope that the fans are smart enough to just let this go. The faster it blows over and we move forward, the better it'll be. If every time the New Day comes out now and they start chanting, "We want Paige," or, something referring to the fact that he, had sex with her, it's going to remain an issue, so it's going to be up to us to move right on from it and let it blow over. And I think that's what ultimately WWE is doing, and that's why they haven't made an official statement yet, because they're just hoping it blows over.
And Steve, you can attest to this because we both
will never blow over.
Well,
we're still chanting CM Punk.
Right,
Yeah.
That's true, but you never know. But let's hope that fans behave themselves. But Steve, on you and I, we met Paige recently.
Recently, she was a sweetheart.
And, very professional. And, she was with Alberto. And, we see her, she's a person at the end of the day, and it's terrible for this to happen to anybody.
And a sweetheart, it's not like, we met her and she was a real bitch. Alberto knows, my wife and I, and that helped us get in there. But
she was nice enough to take a picture with you.
Yeah, I mean, she was a sweetheart, and we had a quick
didn't have to because she was not, advertised.
Right. She was just there really just to support Alberto. So I mean, listen, I agree. Listen. At the end of the day, it is what it is. It's out there, and we have to just move forward and let it die. The problem and the fear that I have is that this hacker has a lot more stuff, and a lot more is going to come out. I'm sure it's not going to be Paige. I'm sure we've seen everything we're going to see from the Paige deal, but it's horrible. And, these hackers really, I mean, what do they gain from this? It's ruining a family. It's ruining, it's hurting a lot of people, and it's just not necessary. So I think we should kind of move from this topic. We're going to start to beat a dead horse here, but at the end of the day, we need to just all move on from it and just let it die. SmackDown Live last week. I think we should probably start with that. I thought that was what?
Leaving off, starting with the better foot.
Well, I don't agree. I don't agree. I think actually Raw was top notch this week. I mean, SmackDown was also a great show. I think all the way through. I thought, you know what? WWE always makes me laugh. So I think they did a great job with the AJ Shane McMahon through the window of the car deal. It looked great. The whole segment was great. The buildup was great. I just find it funny. It's just they try to insult the intelligence. You had 3 cars in the garage. Obviously, his face is only going to go through one. And you just so happen to have a camera on the inside of that car. It's like, the first time it was great because you saw the replays, but it was all from outside. Then they went to commercial. They come back. They show 2 replays again, one again from the outside. And then all of a sudden, you see a shot from inside the car. Don't get me wrong. It looked great. But at the same time, it's like, what, did you have a camera in all 3 fucking cars? You know what I mean? So in a way, it's just kind of, I don't even know if a lot of people picked up on it. But that was one thing I noticed. I got to laugh. I thought it was funny. But the whole segment was great. Daniel Bryan firing him, which ultimately lasted, 20 minutes? And then Shane told him he has a match now at Mania with him. So it looks like we're officially getting Shane McMahon, AJ Styles. That's a big topic, guys. What do you guys think? Because a lot of people are shitting on it that it's a waste of his talents. A lot of people think it should have been a triple threat match and he should be in the main event, which I happen to agree with. But I will say this. Shane McMahon performs. Every WrestleMania he's ever been in, every pay-per-view he's ever been in, he has been a home run. He puts his body on the line. He can put on a show. So I'm not so against the fact that Shane McMahon is wrestling again. Should it be AJ Styles? That I don't know.
It's hard because,
Yeah.
like you said, he's a great. AJ's an awesome competitor, and you want him to have hopefully a WrestleMania moment. Is he going to get the WrestleMania moment with Shane? Because is Shane going to, when he does one of his insane stunts, is it going to take everything away? So it's a hard thing. It's difficult. I'm kind of excited about it, but I'm kind of on the fence about it the same way like you are.
Like as a match, I think it'll be great. And what Shane did with Taker last year, I was there for to see. And Shane, Steve's right. Shane does perform all the time. Puts on great matches. With the match with Kurt Angle at King of the Ring years ago, or the match with Steve Blackman when he fell off the thing when he was climbing it. Every time Shane puts his body on the line, and that's great and all. But I definitely see the other perspective. I would have liked to have seen him in the main event with the title match, or in another match.
I would love to see Nakamura come up.
Yeah, or something like that. So a match with Nakamura or possible returning Finn Balor or something. One of these things, I'm of the opinion that it's
Or Samoa Joe even.
Yeah, it's somewhat of a waste of AJ's talent for him to be in a match with Shane. And that's not taking anything away from Shane talent-wise, but I feel like, I don't know, I don't think it's the right time to do a match with Shane just yet.
I listen, I agree with what you're saying. It's a tough one, I think it's going to be a great match. I really do.
It's going to be worth it. It's just with AJ Styles, there's always going to be that upper level of what you can do with them.
Yeah, like for me, I'm not heartbroken about it at all, and I'll get over it. I'm over it. But
I'm right over that.
I'd prefer that he'd be in a different match, but I'm over it, and it'll be fine.
So
I could sit through that 20 times over and over a lot of the other stuff we're getting.
Absolutely.
So what else big on SmackDown? I mean, it was pretty much centered around the whole AJ Shane thing. I mean, that was pretty much the bigs of SmackDown, right?
Yeah. There were, we're 12 days out?
It's difficult because I feel like a week ago is so long ago already.
Yeah. Sure, although time is flying.
Even when it's a good show, it's still hard to remember everything.
Oh, they had the whole segment. I forgot about that. They announced the John Cena, Nikki Bella, Ms. Maurice finally last week made it an official match. They did that too.
Well, right. We knew that was coming.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
You know what? I got to tell you, the way that they've been doing it and the way they've been building up, I'm actually kind of looking forward to that match.
Me too.
I think they've done a good job. I didn't think I was going to give a shit, but I'm actually invested in it now. They did a good job. They got me. And the rumor is that there might be an engagement after the match. So
that's your WrestleMania moment right there.
Which she used to.
And the diamond's going to be bigger than Maurice's, just to kind of stick it to him. So Monday night
thing.
Yeah.
Where the Titanic hit it.
So Monday Night Raw, I thought was a pretty damn good show all the way through. It started off with Mick Foley getting fired, which we all kind of knew was coming. And it sounds like what I've been hearing is true, that the Raw after Mania, it looks like Kurt Angle is going to be our new GM, so I'm super stoked for that. In the meantime, it looks like Stephanie's going to run the show until Mania. I thought Raw was pretty good all the way through. All the interactions, Sami Zayn, Samoa Joe, great match as always. Triple H cut one hell of a promo last night, as he always does. So obviously that match is going to happen, and it'll be an unsanctioned match. I enjoyed Enzo and Cass. It was a very short deal. And we were right. The women's match has become a fatal four-way.
Nia Jax, yeah.
So we called that one.
Kind of wish that Nia Jax
she'll get a better outfit.
without Bayley taking the loss.
Well, listen, I think one of two things is going to happen. Either all three of them are going to take out Nia Jax, or Nia Jax is walking out of Mania as champion.
They're probably all three going to take out Nia, but
I'm not exactly thrilled with her inclusion in the first place.
You're not.
No, I don't think she's ready for that yet. I don't think it's the right time. She's still a little green. I can get around that, but no. It was set up to be a triple threat where she really had nothing to do with it other than, dominating everybody, which I understand. I don't know. It's just an opinion. That's all. I'm not happy with it. But at the same time, I'm not going to cry about it.
You know what? They like she's a big girl. She's agile for her size. And that's something that Vince has always been attracted to in the ring. It's the same as the men. So I'm not surprised at all by her inclusion into the match. I think it adds another element. I'll be honest. I'm happier with the four-way than the three-way, only for one reason. We had a triple threat last year. So now you make it a fatal four-way. It's something different. We're not seeing the same thing. So in that respect, I'm okay with the fatal four-way. It's just going to be a tough one to call in terms of who's going to win that one. But also something else very interesting on Raw. We had the return of The Undertaker. And in the end, Roman Reigns got the over on Undertaker. So does that leave hope that Taker might actually pull out the WrestleMania win?
Technically, if you go the old school booking, Taker would get the nod going into WrestleMania, which would give Reigns the win at Mania.
Well, as of right now, Taker got the nod to go over.
But there's still one more week.
Normally, the go home shows the one that the week before the go home show, the person who wins is the one who's standing tall. Then
and that's if we even
the go home show. Then
that's if we even see Taker at the go home show. I mean, for all we know, it could just be a little mind games, a little light flickering and shit. I mean, there's a chance that we may not see Taker again now till Mania. I don't know. Has anyone said anything about him supposed to be at Raw next week?
There's no confirmation.
said yet.
So it'll be interesting to see.
Did anyone else notice that he looked like he hurt himself when he took Braun Strowman?
Say that again.
Did anyone else notice that he looked like he hurt himself after he choke slammed Braun Strowman?
Yeah, he looked like he was in pain after that choke slam, and it was on his side.
Grabbed onto the... Yep.
Which
Someone
is not a
looked
good
like
sign 2 weeks out of Mania.
Getting speared. Like, when I saw that, I knew he was going to get hit by something.
Right. But I'm hoping that was just maybe for show and that it wasn't anything legitimately that happened.
I think he was legit hurt, which is scary when you're talking 2 weeks out of Mania.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No,
I actually rewound it when it happened. I was like, did I just see that?
people are talking about a possible, and they've been talking about this for ages now, a possible Reigns heel turn. Here's the thing. Reigns doesn't necessarily have to win to turn heel either.
No, he can attack Taker after the loss.
That could drive him over the edge, and just piss him off.
Listen, whether they want to say it or not, he's a heel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. I was like, he's the heel going in.
I mean,
There's no way you can sell Reigns as the face, but they're going to try to.
I don't think they're going to. How can they? The fans are going to boo regardless. Taker's going to get the dominant cheer. There's nothing Taker can do to Roman to put Roman over as the face.
Yeah, even if Taker raises Roman's hand afterwards.
Undertaker could hang Roman Reigns from a cross and light the sumbitch on fire, and he would get a standing ovation. And
I think he could. I'll take it a step further. Roman Reigns could do the same thing to Roman Child and still get cheered.
Well, look at that Royal Rumble.
That was a little sadistic.
The Rock got fucking booed for supporting Roman Reigns.
Right, and if The Rock can't get him over, ain't nobody getting him over.
The only way that Roman Reigns is going to really get over with the fans to make him a face is if for some reason the Shield reunited. That's the only way he's going to get the face turn again.
You know what, Kat? I don't even believe that. I think the fans would cheer that the Shield are back together, but when Roman gets the tag, they'd still boo his ass anyway.
You're probably right.
And it's a shame. I mean, I kind of do feel bad for the fucking guy. I really do. He has tried everything. I feel bad for him. He has tried everything to get over.
I feel bad for him, but at the same time, I'm so tired of him.
Well,
exactly.
But that's not his fault. That's WWE.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm tired of. He's the only one who hasn't changed in any significant way.
That's my problem, is that they haven't disassociated him from the Shield at all. The other two, they went a completely different route, and Reigns held on to like a bunch of Shield stuff still, and that's part of the issue. I mean, would he still be getting booed regardless? Probably, but we'll never know.
Help a little bit. If he was actually Roman Reigns instead of, I don't even like his nickname, the Big Dog.
Sounds like an 80s nickname,
Like, what is that?
T-shirts with the dogs on them and everything, and they had different names. Maybe that's one of his.
Bring back the British Bulldog's Bulldog. Have him bring it out to the ring.
Matilda and Winston.
Just drawing a blank on Matilda.
What if Roman Reigns came out with a fucking puppy? He'd probably still get booed.
He probably would.
Hey,
would boo the puppy.
Listen, guys, there's since we've been on the air, there has been 2 breaking news stories. The first one I want to address, apparently WWE's entire YouTube channel has been blocked by YouTube.
Wow.
YouTube rolled out its new restriction mode over the weekend, and while most of the internet is in an uproar over the LGBTQ&A, atheists and several other edgy topics being blocked, the restriction mode seems to be blocking a lot of WWE's content as well. In fact, enabling the restriction mode and then searching for WWE's YouTube channel will ultimately make the channel, along with all videos and WWE content, disappear. What makes this even more bewildering is the fact that YouTube's new restriction mode is supposed to be a way for users to view family-friendly content, which WWE has been labeled as being such. So that's a little that's strange, right? And the other big news, which Ryan shared with us not too long ago, Matt and Jeff Hardy have officially been offered WWE contracts. They are on the table. The ball is in their court. Does
Delicious.
the Hardys, here's my question. Do the Hardys drop the titles April 1st to the Bucks of Youth and show up at Raw? And do they show up as Matt and Jeff, the Hardys, or the Broken Hardys? Because the latest Impact Rebby Sky news is that Rebby went after them and made it clear about the labor laws and Maxwell, as well as what's his face, the fucking gardener,
Senor Benjamin.
Senor Benjamin. So maybe they're just gonna say, all right, forget it, take the gimmicks and leave, and therefore they can be broken. Or does this go on long enough where the WWE brings them in without the broken gimmick?
I think with the WWE backing, TNA will back off. They kind of strong-armed Ring of Honor because they can, but you're not going to be pushing WWE around.
What do you guys think?
I think I had said that the other day with the whole thing with the child labor laws with Maxwell and everything. That was going to be great leverage for them to be able to get the name. If she went through with that lawsuit, they would have.
She's fucking brilliant. I mean, she is really brilliant.
Yeah.
She played the right cards. She's
It's
talking
broken
to the right
brilliance.
people. I mean, she really is brilliant.
Absolutely.
She's a fucking pit bull. I mean, she really, God bless her. I mean, that was the right play. What are you confused of?
They willingly put their son in there. Don't they, if they're doing the whole child labor laws, don't they share some of the burden then?
That's actually a great fucking question. And I don't know the answer.
Actually, with regards to that, if there's a contract involved, as an independent contract on your child, you're allowed to have your child on TV. But within the compounds of the law, up to a certain age, they're only allowed to be on TV for a certain amount of time.
I remember that with Full House.
Right. So if that wasn't specified, exactly, that's why they had twins. If it wasn't specified in the contract, specifically the amount of time, she technically can get away with it. She can easily get away with it if the time is not specified in the contract, because I don't know what it is per age, but it's up to like 5 years old. You're only allowed to be on TV for a certain amount of time. But if they didn't put it in the contract, she's got a legal case. You could sue anybody for anything nowadays.
I'm not going to say that you couldn't. I was just thinking.
Yeah, you can sue for anything. It's just a matter of if you're going to win.
She's got a good case.
Because they're, at the same time, she could have a case and then just have that turned around on her in an instant.
Okay.
Oh, what do you mean, like for child neglect or something?
I don't know. I'm not fully fluent in child labor laws.
Here's something to consider. Let's say that the case does, or the whatever it is, goes longer than expected, and you can't have them as broken, at least not just yet. And WWE brings them back as just the Hardys. Now, let's say in the future they do win, the Hardys do win that, their creation and the broken gimmick and all that. Can you then slowly transform them into the broken characters?
You could easily break them.
I'll be honest. I think it would be a huge mistake for the WWE to pull the trigger too early. I think if you bring the Hardys back without the broken gimmick, they will get booed out of the building. I really believe that. The fans fell in love with the broken gimmick. They've done such a great job that that's what the fans want to see in WWE. And quite honestly, if you bring them back, all you're going to hear is the crowd screaming, delete, delete, delete. So there's not going to be any way around it. So my feeling is, if there is legal action and they're not allowed to have them in that gimmick until that is over, then you wait and you do not have them appear on live TV until it is settled, because it's there's going to be huge backlash over it, and it's just not worth it at that point.
Definitely.
You can also play with the Vanguard 1 up until
that could be
because you can't really copyright a drone, right?
That's true. That's not. I was thinking of that. That's a good teaser to kind of like
not know what it is, but during Raw, you just see,
the fans would know, but
right, but that's the idea.
The casual fan would know, but you'd have the hardcore audience know exactly who, and you could change it up enough and have Matt Hardy acknowledge that he was able, with Meek Man's money, he was able to upgrade Vanguard 1.
The brilliance of that also is that not all fans know of the
that's what I'm saying
either. Yeah, so they can easily play it off like, oh,
Well, see, but that's the thing. Week after week, you have this drone just flying around, and you have commentary acknowledge it and be like, what the hell is this? It looks like it's filming us or whatever. And then when they finally debut, Matt can do his thing and say, I've been watching you all, or whatever. My broken brilliance. I mean, there's just so much they can do with it that it's and you're right. The people that know of Vanguard 1 will get it. The ones that don't will be like, what the fuck? And then when they appear, all hell will break loose in a good way. But they have to come in as broken.
I would love the whole introduction with the drones popping out the hologram.
That would be cool.
With the yes.
I mean, listen, with the McMahon money,
I just made myself excited.
I can just imagine the actual debut of the Broken Hardys in WWE with the McMahon budget. They are going to put on a fucking show. It is going to be. It's going to be like when Y2J first appeared, and cut off the Rock's promo and that whole deal. It'll be something big like that. There'll be weeks of build up, and then all of a sudden, you're going to hear that music playing, that piano, and it's going to be amazing. And of course, it'll be new theme music, but it'll be broken music, and it'll be WWE production. It'll be great.
I would really like if they pulled out the drone at Mania.
Well,
have a New Day out selling the popsicles or whatever ice cream they're going to be selling, and just have the drone come out
and steal a popsicle.
No, just kind of do the whole observation thing, and just have New Day bounce off it.
See, but that would be perfect too, because listen, if the contracts are on the table right now, it's just as soon as they sign that contract, that could happen, and they still have 2 weeks to figure out how to do something with them for Mania. I still don't think they'll come out Mania, but the Raw after, I mean, imagine that. We got Kurt Angle coming out for the first time on Raw to take over GM, and then he brings back the Broken Hardys or, whatever, because he was in TNA. I mean,
that's brilliant.
I found some guys while I was working the indies.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many fucking things they can do. So I'm excited. I just hope they sign the deal. I mean, listen, the WWE is going to have to make a sweet deal because, with the amount that Matt gets say in, I mean, they're going to have to give them the creativity. They're going to have to, I mean, maybe even let them still work a couple indie shows here and there. I mean, that's one of the things the Hardys loved about TNA is that they were able to work the indies and do TNA at the same time. And
I don't think we're going to get them on the indies, though.
Oh, you never know. There's some companies, like Northeast Wrestling, for example, because Lombardi has a thing with Vince. So there's always a possibility. But it'll be far few in between.
Yeah, I was more thinking they'd get creative control before they get indie scene.
I mean, I think that's what it's really going to come down to is how much creativity power are they going to give Matt? Because
they've been better with that.
Did Matt Hardy come up with the version 1 gimmick for himself too?
I don't know.
Or was that a WWE created thing?
I don't know.
Don't know.
Not really a way to.
That's a
confirm
good question.
But what I'm trying to say is, Steve, you just brought up like it would be on the level of like Y2J. Funny you bring up Y2J because Jericho has been like a chameleon. He keeps reinventing himself with the list and all that stuff. Matt Hardy is the same way. He's brilliant with what he comes up with, and it's extended his career for
100%.
however long he wants.
100%. I agree with you. And the thing is, too, is that, you know, they can just bounce back and forth from heel to face and win the crowd instantly. I mean, Jericho is so over as a face. I mean, and he can still do the same shtick that he did as a heel and turn around by saying, cheer me on, man. You know, shit like that. It's hilarious. And it works. And he still can do the list and everything else.
He's working out, man.
It's hilarious. He's doing a great job. And I'm excited to see Owens, Jericho, but of course, I'm pretty sure Owens is going to get over.
Oh, yeah. He should. Jericho really doesn't need that at the moment.
Well, Jericho's leaving after WrestleMania anyway.
Not unless he drops the U.S. title.
But the Mania match is for his title.
Is it?
Yep.
I haven't heard them say anything about the title being on the line for that match.
Owens mentioned, I want to take your title. Since Jericho took his, he's going to return the favor.
Really? How did I miss that?
Yeah, he said in the ring. He says you put that title on the line.
Oh, wait. Yeah, that was a couple weeks ago. You're right. I do remember that.
Yep.
Yeah, the title is on the line. And like I said, he already announced for April that the Fozzy Tour is starting up.
It's going to be I think it's going to be one of the opening matches, and they're going to steal the show.
So, that match is going to be fantastic. I agree. So, I heard some rumblings. I read some rumblings on our kind of chat. Ryan was talking about WrestleMania feel and lack thereof, and it really doesn't feel like we're in WrestleMania time, and he doesn't seem all that excited about the card. I want to question you on that because I got to tell you, right now, I'm pretty excited about this Mania, and I'm pretty happy with the card all the way through.
It's more of the WrestleMania feel. It's kind of mainly with the world title the champion not even being seen.
Well, if you look at this month, he's already appeared once, and he's appearing next week. So he's appeared 2 out of 4 weeks. I mean, that's not so bad. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, I think the Raw coming will give you that feel because the take-home Raw to Mania is usually a good one. But if you look down the card at the matches, I think it's a pretty solid show. I mean,
it's gonna be a good show. It's just there's that prior years had for me, and it's I don't know how to word it. It's that feeling.
I related to WrestleMania 31 for me, in my opinion, where I wasn't that excited about the upcoming card, but once I saw the actual event, it exceeded my expectations. So I think that's what's going to happen here, where even if I'm not as excited, it's definitely going to exceed my expectations.
I also think it's the amount of content we have. We have Raw 3 hours. We have NXT for an hour, 205 for another hour.
I don't even watch 205 live.
I don't, but it's just how the bulk of how much we have.
I know what's going to get everybody in the WrestleMania mood. I've got it. I figured it out.
What's that?
I knew it.
And I ain't talking about Linda McMahon. Come on, this
I love that classic theme.
This gives you the chills, and it gives you those memories of WrestleMania. If there's anything that's going to get you in the WrestleMania feel, it's this theme right here.
Oh.
The young kids don't even know about this one.
I'm excited for. I'm always excited for WrestleMania. It's just.
If you have it with the words, then I will really crack up.
It's just that, like, it's literally, I didn't realize it was 2 weeks away until, like, WrestleMania's less than 2 weeks away last night.
You know, real quick, while we're talking about WrestleMania, a big part of WrestleMania weekend is the Hall of Fame. Now, I just wanted to say that, first of all, this looks like a fantastic class to me. However,
I'm excited.
Just as awesome as the class is, I'm just as excited about the inductors this year.
I am so glad you brought that up because I am shocked right now. I mean, I never thought I would ever hear the day that this name would come up that you're about to drop. I am happy, but I am terrified at what's going to come out of his fucking mouth. Eric, who are you talking about right now?
Oh, Mr. James E. Cornette.
I can't fucking believe it.
It's amazing.
It is crazy.
I happen to love Jim Cornette, and I've had the honor of meeting him on 2 separate occasions and actually spending some time with him and listening to some of the things that he has to say, especially about WWE. And yet he's coming back to do the induction.
He rambled for 20 minutes about how shitty of a wrestler Danny Spivey was.
Oh my God, that was hilarious.
I am so excited for him.
For DDP.
Yeah, and DDP's got Bischoff inducting him. How great is that?
Yeah, look at that. Now, does that lead to some kind of return for Eazy-E? Because that would be awesome to have Eric Bischoff back on TV.
I would enjoy that. SmackDown GM?
I hope so. That would be amazing.
He was always fun in that role.
He was a great GM.
Like maybe take Daniel Bryan out a little bit on SmackDown or Shane and
you
give
know,
them Bischoff?
There has been rumors that when his current contract is up that he does not plan to stay. That he, well, number one, Bree's going to have the baby soon.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I heard that he may potentially want to go back to the Indies because WWE won't let him wrestle and he can still go to the Indies and wrestle.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I happen to agree with you, Ryan, but it doesn't really matter how we feel about it. He still has the edge. And he wants to get in the ring.
I know.
I agree with you. It kind of scares the shit out of me because we all know WWE's not clearing him for a reason.
Or if there could just be an overabundance of caution, but at the same time, I don't want to see Daniel Bryan being on the.
Yeah, and not only that, it's also very, very doubtful that it was all a work from the beginning, and he's been ready to go.
I doubt it was a work the entire time. It's just, I really don't want to see him come up with paralyzed.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's what we're concerned about. We don't want to see him end up like, a lot of these guys.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely don't want him to hurt himself. But, listen, I get it, and being a GM isn't helping the itch go away.
Probably not.
And look, you got to think
his
that
kid might help a little bit whenever.
Well, she's 33 weeks. She's due soon.
I'm hoping that'll ease the. I want to go out there and potentially cripple myself.
Well, here's the thing, though. With the Indies, though, he'd probably have a much more flexible schedule where he wouldn't have to be on the road nearly as much.
And he would make a killing.
He would, but I don't know.
He could do 5 shows a year on the Indies and have enough to support the family without a problem.
still get royalty checks from E as well.
Right. Yeah, those aren't going anywhere. So,
Health is the question.
what was that?
I said, but is it worth his health? Those 5 indie shows is the question.
Well, that's for him to decide, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's all on him. I'm just a Daniel Bryan fan and would prefer not to see him hurt.
You look at someone like Ric Flair. Flair, who just can't keep. Flair must love the business because either he loves the business or he has no money left. Yeah, it's
with how many wives? It's a toss up.
Poor ex-wife probably has a lot of fucking alimony, but he's still, he's probably got still an itch for the business, and that's why he's still around to this day doing shit.
Dude, the man survived a plane crash. He can survive the wrestling ring.
Yeah, look at Terry Funk. How many times did Terry Funk go in and out of retirement?
Dude, look at Hogan. There's rumors that he's going to be back at Mania. So, I mean, it's to these guys, this is everything. This is what they know. This is their passion. And it's not, a lot of guys can't do what Edge did and just make the decision, hang it up, and not have a problem not looking back. And
Edge's situation's a little bit different where he could take a bump and he's not moving. For Flair, Hogan.
But they're saying the same thing about Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
That he gets one more concussion, he'll have permanent brain damage or, whatever.
That's why Austin never returned to the ring.
Right.
Or Taz, with the neck issues. And then Shawn Michaels is a guy that just doesn't want to go out like Flair. Like he doesn't want to be that guy that comes back out. He wants to be the guy that stays retired.
Eric, I got news for you. I think he's going to come out of retirement for one last match. I really do.
Good.
I'm
not opposed to.
I think we're going to see. I think we're going to see either AJ Styles or Samoa Joe.
I would love to see Joe.
I'd be happy with either one.
That interview I think I passed along about him wanting Joe made sense.
But see, I don't mind a match. But
kind of like Foley with the Randy Orton.
I wouldn't mind a match, but I wouldn't want another run.
Yeah,
exactly.
Makes sense.
I don't think he wants another run.
So, what was the whole Triple H was supposed to be one more match, and it turned into one great run.
When was this?
Back when he first came back, the unsanctioned match.
Oh, he's talking about with Shawn Michaels at the SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll tell you what.
That supposed to be one match?
Maybe initially.
I don't remember.
That's what I was saying. It was initially supposed to be one.
It was supposed to be the one match when he came back because Triple H had turned on Shawn Michaels. Yep. And then he ended up winning the title of the
Elimination. No, it was the fact that he felt like he was able to come back and perform. He didn't know how his back was going to hold out.
I'll tell you what. It could be argued that Shawn Michaels' second run was just as good, if not better, than his original run.
I would say his second run was better. He went from doubtful first-class Hall of Fame to he has to be in the Hall of Fame.
Like, I think he upped his performances. I don't know. I think that he was a better performer in his second run.
I think a lot of the burden of first run was off him.
Second run first.
But that also comes with... Go on, sorry.
All I said was I said he was clean and he was much healthier in the second run than he was in the first. I mean, he was really fucked up on all the drugs and everything during the first run. So when he came back the second run,
that was going to be my point there.
Yeah, that's
true. He really dropped those drugs and probably made them a lot easier to deal with.
It's very true. So next week, we have a special War Report podcast. We will not be on Tuesday next week. After next week, we will be back on Tuesdays, but next week we will be live on Wednesday at 9 p.m. with our very special guest, Impact Wrestling's Robbie E. will be joining us live on the podcast from 9 to 10 on Wednesday next week. So very exciting about that. And a lot more great stuff coming with Robbie E. Maven would Tag Me a Date. So make sure you're getting out there and signing up. It's free. Find somebody to watch Mania with. Make your own Mania moment. It's bigger and better than ever. Apps are on the way. We're working on them daily. We're getting them ready. We're just a few months away from that. And anyone else have anything else to add before we sign off?
Oh, good way to end it. I can't wait for the Smackdown in 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good Smackdown. Eric, you got anything?
No. Tag Me a Date. We're bigger and better than ever. Check out the site. A lot of new things, more things to come. We got apps coming in a 6-month period or so, and it's a good time to be part of it.
Tag Me a Date family. How's that sound?
There you go.
Sounds good to me. Kat, you got anything?
Just getting close to WrestleMania time and everything, so you need to find that partner on Tag Me a Date so that way you can watch it with somebody.
Amen. Preach it, sister.
Preach.
All right, guys. Well, listen, it's about 4 minutes to SmackDown, so we'll sign off a couple minutes early. Everyone get ready for what should be a fantastic SmackDown as we're on the road to Mania. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you check us out again next week, Wednesday, 9 o'clock with our guest, Robbie E. from Impact Wrestling. And then every Tuesday after that at 7 p.m. like normal. And we may be announcing a special WrestleMania Day podcast. We're still working out the details. We might actually put something together as we get into WrestleMania. But thanks again for checking us out. TagMeADate.com. Completely free. You got nothing to lose. Sign up. Join the revolution. Find your tag team soulmate today. We'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us. Take care.